All right, we'll stop recording and start a new one. Ways and Means. When the agenda is up, we'll be ready.
Okay, we'll call the Ways and Means Committee to order, and I'm not sure, Kathy, are you taking the roll?
Yes, sir.
Okay, roll call, please.
Commissioner Foster.
Here.
Commissioner Hovey Wright. Commissioner Hovey Wright.
Here.
Chairman Hughes.
Here.
Commissioner Laring.
Here.
Commissioner Mahoney.
Here.
Commissioner Nash.
Here.
Commissioner Snyder.
Here.
Commissioner Wilkins.
Here.
Commissioner Skolnick, I'm sorry.
Here.
Everyone's present.
Is that everybody?
It is.
Okay, we have a quorum. The next item is the approval of the minutes of June 16, 2020.
So moved.
Go move.
I have a motion. It's been supported. Is there any comments, corrections on the minutes? I don't see anybody. If not, we'll vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the motions are approved. Now we have time set aside for public comment on an agenda item. If there's anybody in the audience, and I know there's 37 people on this call besides the 9 commissioners. If anyone has a comment on any of the items that are on the agenda, now is your opportunity. What is it, star 9?
Star 9 to raise your hand.
Star 9 to raise your hand, star 6 if you're muted. I am looking.
I don't see any hands raised.
I don't see any hands either. So, okay, we'll move forward. The next item is the communication. The budget report from Beth was in your packet.
Actually, I don't believe there is one in the packet. We normally don't put that in until the second Ways of the Means meeting of the month. So,
okay, well.
Motion to approve the accounts payable.
Who was that?
I thought it was you, Bob.
I thought it was you, Bob.
That was my office phone.
I don't know what it was. It's my alarm clock. No, it wasn't.
It wasn't you?
It
Oh,
was
my
not
word.
me.
Yeah,
All
it was
right.
my office phone.
Okay, we'll move on to items for consideration. WM 20/07-51. Approved payment of accounts payable of $21,082,612.96, covering the period of June 6, 2020 through June 19, 2020. For checks, P cards, and electronic fund transfer payments covering the period May 1st, 2020 through May 31st, 2020, is presented by the county clerk.
Second.
Motion, it's been supported. The large items are detailed on Beth's report. Are there any questions on that?
Beth, I'd just like to say thank you for the accounts payable details you gave us the link to. Thank you very much.
Yes.
you're welcome.
Mr. Chair, I have a comment if I may.
Okay, Commissioners, Lauren, go ahead.
So again, I would like to see these items over $100,000 as separate motions so that we can scrutinize them individually and that the payments wouldn't be made until the board votes on them. Until we can get this in front of the board and get this done, I'll be voting no on this motion every week.
Okay, we will we'll vote. Kathy, roll call, please.
Commissioner Foster.
Yes.
Commissioner Hovey Wright.
Yes.
Chairman Hughes.
Yes.
Commissioner Laring.
No.
Commissioner Mahoney.
Yes.
Commissioner Nash.
Yes.
Commissioner Snyder,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkins,
yes,
Commissioner Skolnick.
Yes.
8 yes, 1 no.
Okay.
Actually, Madam Clerk, can I have a moment to reconsider? I'd like to change my vote. I know it's not going to change the course of this, but there's a concern of mine in this, and I'm noticing it now. But the correct care solutions for the inmate medical care centers, I'm really opposed to that right now. So I want to vote no on this agenda. On this
Yes,
item.
sir. So 7 yes, 1 no, 2 no.
Wait a minute, what number is that, Charles?
51.
Number 4.
Number 4? Oh, I would like to change my vote as well. I missed that.
So you're just changing your vote not to pay that particular one, correct?
Well, I think we need to relook at that contract.
Okay, but
Yeah, I
Yes, we
believe
have
she
to
means
pay
the
it,
one.
but I think I would like to see this come back for review, our contract with Correct Care.
I'm just saying you're making a motion to pay the rest of the bills, just not that one, correct?
No,
No.
actually,
Vote, there's no motion on the floor.
we need to pay it because it's already, the services have already been provided. But I want to look at that contract. I guess
Okay.
this is an addendum.
We can look at that contract, but I mean, we have a contract with them to do what they're doing in there, and this was the bill for the work they've already performed. We can't pay them. We could possibly change the contract, but that's not going to happen in one vote.
No.
If you
I
want
actually have, Bob, if I may, I have to respond to this. There's probably a pretty good chance this payment's already been made because of the way we're doing these. That's why I object to these altogether.
we approved the contract with Correct Care Solutions, and this is basically just making one of the payments that we already agreed to. Now,
Right.
we can, Mark, could you get us some information on the contract and see what what the terms of the contract are? We don't even know if there's somebody else who can do it right this minute.
Yes, I'll give you
Marcia,
the copy of the
we gotta get
contract.
this over with. So, Marcia, you want to change your vote to no?
No, I can't change my vote because we already provided the service.
Okay. All right. So Kathy,
We've already provided the payment.
Well, apparently, yeah.
okay. Kathy, is the vote 8-2 and 8-2?
8-1.
It would be 7 to 2.
I had previously made a motion to reconsider to change my vote, and I'd like my vote to be no.
Okay. So it's 6 yes, 2 no. Okay.
There are 9 of you, so 7 and 2.
Yeah, I forgot. I added a commissioner. I don't think I have the power to do that.
The other no is Laring.
Correct.
That motion passes. The next item is WM 20/07-52 to approve the renewal of assessment administration services provided by the Equalization Department to the Township of Dalton and authorize the chair of the County Board of Commissioners to execute an agreement prepared by the Equalization Department to provide the services.
So move.
Support.
We have a motion. It's been supported. This is a renewal. There was an increase. Are there any questions? If not, we'll vote. Roll call, please, Kathy.
Commissioner Hovey Wright,
Yes.
Chairman Hughes,
Yes.
Commissioner Laring,
Yes.
Commissioner Mahoney,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Commissioner Snyder,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkins,
yes,
Commissioner Foster,
Yes.
Commissioner Skolnick,
Yes.
9 yes.
Okay, thank you, Kathy. The next item is WM 20/07-53 to waive the Personnel Rules Review Committee and authorize the Human Resources Department to maintain the current personnel rules.
So moved.
We have a motion. I need support.
Second.
Support.
Okay. These rules were reviewed last year because of the pandemic and the issues with meeting, and there weren't any pressing issues that HR or anyone in administration had brought up. That's what we're not going to do it this year. We'll do it again next year. Are there any comments or anything anybody wants to say about that? If not, we'll vote. We'll do a roll call vote, Kathy. It's better this way.
Chairman Hughes,
Yes.
Commissioner Leering,
Yes.
Commissioner Mahoney,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Commissioner Snyder,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Foster,
Yes.
Commissioner Hovey Wright,
Yes.
Commissioner Skolnick,
Yes.
9 yes.
Okay, thank you. The next item is WM 20/07-4, to reclassify the vacant building maintenance mechanic to HVAC G12601, pay scale GU-00245, $19.88 an hour to $25.03 an hour, to a building mechanic 2 position, pay scale GU-00240, range is $17.35 to $25.03.
So moved.
Support.
I don't know who's moving stuff on their desk, but please stop. I know. Matt is on the call. We were unable to find the level tech we needed with the proper heating, ventilating, and air conditioning certification, so they're changing it to this. Matt can answer any questions if anybody's got any. Anybody?
So I do have a question. So, sorry, there's a hot rod next to me that's running its motor, so hopefully you can hear me. I am wondering, so this is an open position that we can't fill under the current pay grade? Is that what I'm understanding?
Matt Farah, Public Works. It was previously a mechanic 2. We changed it to a HVAC position. We advertised and did not get any qualified candidates. So now we're just proposing to go back to what it was before, so we can get some help.
Zach, even the position the way it is requires some HVAC technical skills. Is that correct, Matt, if I read that right?
I don't have it in front of me, so I don't want to answer incorrectly.
I think the position does require some. Matt sent me some of the qualifications for these jobs, and they require a fair amount of technical education.
So my question was, Matt, that you're doing this because you're trying to incentivize somebody to come to the county. It's an open position, and you're trying to maybe increase the pay a little bit to get somebody.
No, we're not. There's no increase in pay here. The mechanic 2 position that was there was at that pay grade that you see there, $17.35 to $25.03.
Okay.
A few months ago, we changed it because we wanted an HVAC person, and we also did was move up the bottom end of that. Couldn't get anybody to apply, so we're just going to go back to what it was. There's no incentive. We're not incentivizing anything. We're not increasing the pay or anything like that.
Well, how are you going to fill this position if you're actually going back down in pay? You haven't filled the position, correct?
Correct.
So how is this going to get you somebody on to maintain the HVAC system? I'm not understanding why you're doing this if you haven't gotten anybody.
Well, we couldn't get anybody to apply for the newly created HVAC position.
Okay.
So you hire somebody and train them.
That's right. That's what we've done in the past. We're just basically with this going back to what we used to do.
Okay.
Yeah,
Matt, would you say that the COVID has had an impact on your ability to hire?
well, we haven't done any hiring, or at least in my department, since the COVID hit. I believe we tried HVAC person before.
I'd like to explain to the other commissioners, if I've got this right, Matt, whoever in one of those jobs, whatever their pay grade is, the new person cannot be paid more than that. Is that correct?
Sure.
Matt?
You have to repeat that question. Everything went blank. You just came back on.
Okay. If somebody that's already working there was making $17.35 an hour, the low end of the scale, then whoever you hired could not make more than that.
That is correct. In the same position, we already have a building mechanic too. And just by reasons of example, pretend that person makes $20 an hour. I could not bring in someone higher than that.
So if there was a very skilled person and you'd think he really deserves to be $22 an hour, you couldn't do it.
If there's someone in that same classification that makes less, that is correct.
Okay. Okay, Kathy, roll call, please.
Commissioner Snyder,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Foster,
Yes.
Commissioner Hovey Wright,
Yes.
Chairman Hughes,
Yes.
Commissioner Larry,
Yes.
Commissioner Mahoney,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Commissioner Skolnick.
Yes.
It's 9 yes.
Okay, and then I'm using my power. I want to increase the number of commissioners to 13. All right, item number 7 is old business. Does anyone have any old business to bring forward? New business, is there any new business?
I have a few
Mr.
items
Mr.
for commissioners. Go ahead, Commissioner Nash.
I wanted to just make a motion that we cancel the Community Development and Strategic Planning Committee for lack of items.
Support.
Okay. Well, I don't think we need a roll call vote for this. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, consider that done. Zach, did you want to say something? Anybody else want to say something?
Yes, Commissioners, as administrator, I have a few items.
Okay,
Just a reminder that Public Works has been canceled for Thursday as well. And then Thursday, we do have a work session scheduled at 2 p.m. That you should all have received a Zoom invite for that as well. So that starts at 2 p.m. on Thursday. And the last one has been brought to my attention. It's a senior resources topic. And I've asked Kathy to join me on this as well for answering any questions. Senior Resources put out their request for proposals. Very nice job on that. They had a deadline set for May, and they extended it once due to COVID. And we do have a municipality who turned in their application late. They serve over 100 people. So instead of asking this commission to vote on it, my only recommendation would be that the millage committee evaluate that. Because currently, based on the current policy set by the millage committee, they would not be included. And it's a 3-year contract for those who are applying for 2021 through 2022 and to 2023. So it would be a big impact for that municipality. So I think it's worth considering because we set the deadline, we as the commissioners, as part of that, setting the deadline. So it's something for a consideration. I know Ken Mahoney, you serve on that, as well as Marcia and Will's Realstein. So just want to give you a heads up on that, and that's out there for consideration.
Can I give a little bit of input on that, Mark, if I may?
Yes.
So they were 2 hours late, and this money feeds 185 people, seniors, every month. And she was 2 hours late because we were handing out food baskets in the parking lot. as I was with her, so I feel a little bit responsible. We were doing the food basket program that the farmers put out. So I take some of the responsibility in this 2 hours late. Thank you.
Okay,
What impact will it have on any other participants?
Should be 0.
The-
And
the-
Director Moore, if you want to weigh in on that, fine.
Marcia, do you have a comment?
I let Kathy Moore respond first.
Okay. That's not me.
Well,
Kathy
let me,
Moore,
let me,
oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I
So,
just wanted to just reiterate that whenever we do something like this, we set a precedent. So we just have to remember, once we set that, we have to look at that down the road also.
Okay, Kathy, did you want to say something?
yes, I was just responding to the question on what impact that has. So it's my understanding that Senior Resources, as our grants administrator, has sent out the proposals for review by the SAC committee. So they are, I don't know if they have begun the review process, but it's my understanding they are reviewing them as individual members. Then they will get together and make a recommendation. So it really depends on the timing of this. If that would be even forwarded to the committee for review.
And that, they do have to follow the rules, everybody does.
I have a question. Is there a reason why this can't be addressed by the Senior Activities Committee? I know that we've had multiple discussions about groups that don't meet the criteria or don't follow the deadlines or whatever. And there's been a lot of concern about that because everybody wants a special dispensation. And so I guess I'd be more comfortable if this was decided by the Senior Activities Committee, who have, have the whole picture.
I think that was a
Because there
recommendation.
is a limited amount of money. I mean, we have a lot less money this time to give out because of the 25% that's distributed to the cities and townships. And so we've had to say no to a lot of groups.
I thought the recommendation was for it to go back to the senior millage committee. And I would be very comfortable with that.
Yes, that was my recommendation, Commissioner.
So,
But I wanted them to be aware of it.
so is this, are we going to vote? Is there a
No.
motion or are we
No,
going to?
there's no vote.
It's just gonna go back to it. It's gonna go to the senior millage committee.
Okay, so that's it for old business. Does anyone have new business? Now we have time. There's still 34 people on public comment. If anybody on this call or this Zoom meeting that would like to say something, you're welcome to say about whatever you'd like. I don't see,
I don't see any hands, but I'd just like to make sure Jennifer Hodges didn't remember what she forgot. Jen, did you have something you remembered?
She left.
is she, I don't know if she's still on. She said she's on. I don't know.
She said she had something else, but she couldn't remember it right then.
All right, final board comments. I think you've said enough today.
So,
Anybody
yeah,
with a final comment?
I actually have one for the administration. Is there a way to invite the public with an agenda or a posting somehow how the public can join our work session?
It'll be on our website where it talks about the agendas listed there. So we'll have that link on there for Zoom.
Okay, thank you.
It will actually be the same meeting as the board meeting.
It'll be the same on the same agenda board that's on the website, you mean?
Same link.
Yes, the same link that board meeting is.
Okay.
All right, and now final board comment. Anybody else? I need a motion to adjourn.
I would just want to say that I'm very proud of the commissioners who voted in support of this resolution. It's a great start.
I agree.
Are you going to reward us like with a dinner or something?
Yes.
We'd have to do that out of the meeting, Bob.
I think he was volunteering his home.
All right, I need a motion to adjourn. Somebody make a motion.
So moved.
Support?
Support.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We're adjourned. Thank you all. See you Thursday.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.